Good evening, Philippines. Big mabuhay around the world. And I guess good morning, America. I always wanted to say good morning, America. But to my Filipino viewers, sorry, I put in my comments I was going to start at 8:15. I was having some internet trouble. I had to reset my router. So I'm starting about 35 minutes late. So sorry about that. Yeah, I had some internet trouble and had to figure that out before I do the live cast, because last time I did the live cast, it was stuttering and problems and sputtering and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay before I started. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing great out there. Like I said, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling back in the pink, as we say in America, feeling strong. We uploaded a video yesterday about going to SM Mega Mall. So that was a great time over there. And we have to pick up our passports this week. We're going to go a little bit later because we can't contact them on the phone. And yeah, it's kind of, I don't know why we can't contact them. We try and it's always busy or whatever. The main office of DFW is answering, but the other ones really are not. So I'm kind of like, a little disappointed we can't contact before we go down there. So Priscilla might go by herself because it's kind of expensive to take a cab all the way up there, but we'll see. I mean, if we go on Friday, we can make like a family outing of it or something like that, and we can go. So I don't know. But anyway, the passport should be there, but we're not really sure because we can't contact them. All those different things going on. So we'll have to see what's happening as far as that's concerned. But my wife did go to the market. We saved a lot of money the other day. As all the Filipinos know, we've been going to SM Market over here, and it's been, kind of expensive. And so we have, I was like, man, we got to save money here. We're just burning through the money. The money is disappearing like crazy. So in any event, we kind of just, she went to the market. She was exhausted because she had to visit her friend who was having a party in Marikina. And then she came back. That was on Saturday night. Then she came in on Sunday, and I said, man, we got to go. So she went out and she got all this stuff, and we didn't know exactly how to get there from Acacia and Taguig up there in I think it's the Pasig City Market, and so she had to figure out how to get there, and she got there, but she had to carry everything back and everything, so she had kind of a hard time. They're yelling at her because the bags are dripping some fish blood and stuff like that. So she's like, they're yelling at me. I'm like, well, you got to do what you got to do. I'm sure it happens a lot anyway. Everyone's going to the market anyway. I mean, I don't want to be rude about it, but I'm like, we're doing our best. And I told her we had bought some insulated bags and she didn't use them. I don't know why, because it would have stopped the blood from coming out. So lesson learned, we don't want to ruin anyone's bus or cab or something like that. So, you got to bring a garbage bag or insulated bag or something like that so it doesn't trip. But she got a really good deal. She got like 3 kilos of chicken, and what was it? 4 kilos of fish and 2 kilos of pork and a ton of vegetables for like, $40, which is, I think, like 2,500 pesos, which is really a great deal for us. I mean, because we've been going to the market down the street here. I mean, SM, like I said, it's nice, they got nice stuff there, but man, I just keep looking at the money disappearing and disappearing and disappearing. I'm like, so I'm so glad she was able to, tune into that and, get that stuff. So she had to clean up one of the, vendors didn't clean the fish. And so she had to stay up late and clean the fish, which, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of a hassle late at night. And so we're a little disappointed the vendor didn't. She pretended to clean them, but she didn't. It was kind of an odd thing. But, we're grateful we got that food. And so we had a great dinner tonight. She's cooking a storm out there, and so I just eat chicken, but I got to eat some more fish, so I got to get clued into that for the tilapia. So maybe tomorrow I'll have some tilapia and that kind of thing. But she's out there cooking, she's doing a great thing. And like I said, I don't know how many people are tuning in right now, but I'm sorry I was a little late on the live cast. Had some internet trouble. But anyway, dinner here in the Philippines, I have to say is, to me is a lot better than in the U.S. The food is a lot fresher. There are no real markets in the U.S. anymore. I mean, there are a few, but you can't get fresh fish and fresh chicken, that's for sure. You always have to go to the supermarket for that. A lot of the stuff is, packaged and comes from places you don't even know where it's coming from. So it's really kind of weird. Like when I was growing up in America, there were still a few markets left, a few, very few, where you could go on the weekend. Hi, Hal Hyman. I'm so sorry I was late out there. So sorry. I saw your comment. I wanted to reset my computer before I logged back, before I did the live cast. How am I doing out there? Is my internet pretty good today? I wanted to make sure my computer was working. Oh, good. So I'm really sorry about that. I wanted to make sure my computer was working. And in order to do that, I have to do a reset button on it. It's a Chromebook. So, I wanted, wasn't acting right. I thought maybe it'd be a problem. So I wanted to reset it. So hopefully it's working okay now. Because I have another computer with me. I was going to switch over to that one. But if it's okay, that's great. Yeah, I saw your comment, Halhaman. Yeah, there's a mall near you. Let me see if I can. That was like Mega Mall there. Yeah, that's SM Mega Mall in. I think it's in Pasig City. I think anyway. And so we had a great time there. And that is my son. Thank you for, I think he's pretty cute too. He's a nice looking kid. And so we went down there to get his passport because he has to get his Filipino citizenship. And my wife too have to get their Filipino citizenship too. I mean, they had the papers. My wife went to the embassy and got her dual citizen, but my son had his report of birth. But in the Philippines now, they want you to have the passport. So we had to go and get the passport for them, especially for PhilHealth, to get their medical insurance too. Oh, where do you think I was? I can't read the end of my screen here. I don't know why it does that to me. In my Chromebook, I have no idea. No, that ain't gonna work for me. Let me see if I can. No. We're in Taguig. We're in Taguig, which is right by the airport, or it's right outside Makati, BGC. So we're kind of down there, and so we didn't really have a choice for the passport office. You either go to the main branch, which is Valencia City. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, well, I thought we were the DFW. You have to go to the main office, which is by the airport, I guess, down over there, or you have to go up in SM Mega Mall, and they have the office up there. So it's okay. We had to pay a little bit. They want you to. I don't know if people know that you have to pay for your passport ahead of time now. Which I don't think we had to do that. Well, my wife, that was a long time ago though, 10 years ago. This time, you have to go to a special payment center or something and send your payment in, or they don't even keep your appointment anymore, which is kind of rough. You have I don't know, 2 days or 1 or 2 days to make the payment for the passport. Cancel your appointment. I can understand that they have lots of appointments and things like that, but I mean, it's kind of, rough if people, don't have the money, or they don't have, I don't know, they have to get to the payment center. Oh, you went swimming. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great, Hoheiman. Yeah, the pool, our pool is closed. They won't let us swim in the pool. It's I don't know why. I've been hearing in the metro around here, you're gonna get drowned. How are you gonna get drowned? You don't know how to swim? Or are you just joking? Right here, we can't go. We can't go swimming here in the pool. I guess because of the ash or something like that. But I don't know. I've been hearing like her friend's pool is shut down and things like that. So I don't know. I guess there's ash I don't see. I don't know. It looks pretty clean to me. I don't really know about why they're shutting the pools down. But yeah, my wife is not a very good swimmer either, and I don't know. She gets like calf pain. Oh, I don't understand. My cousin want me to. What is BW? I don't know how Holman what that is. Well, I'm sure you get back to me. So yeah, I don't really like really what's going why all the pools are shut down. But my wife, she gets these calf pains and stuff when she swims, and she feels like she's having trouble swimming or something like that. And she said one time she had that calf pain, and yeah, she almost went down. Oh, really? Held your hair? What happened to you? You got tired or something? Why were you going down? You were sinking in the water? Really? That's awful. Wow, I'm glad you're okay. Wow. I hope you're all right. Did you get water in your lungs or something like that? That's really nasty. It's really crazy. I hope you're okay. Yeah, I mean, I've never really I had a boy when I was in Hawaii, and I went there one time. I got pulled out by the current pretty good. Oh, we pushed you down into the water. Oh, that's not good. I'm sure they were just fooling around, but oh, that's not too much fun. My uncles used to do that to me when I was a kid, and yeah, that's not a good feeling. When they kind of hold you under the water like that. Yeah, I don't like that. My uncles never did that really that bad to me, but so you have to be careful a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful with that because sometimes people can actually get hurt doing that because the person that's pushing down really doesn't know how bad it is. You got to be kind of careful. When you're dealing with water, you really got to be careful. Especially and he bite me. You got to be careful a little bit. Because especially with diving in pools and stuff like that. I had a classmate in high school where the poor brother, he jumped. I think he jumped into a pool, or no, it was a lake, and he didn't know the lake very well. He didn't know the rocks, and he wasn't a familiar person to that lake, and his head hit the rock, and he broke his back. He never walked again. You hear stories like that all the time, especially with people not knowing where they are. So like when you go to a new place, you got to be really, really careful. And that's like in Hawaii, for instance. I know he's just kidding with you. I know. I know, that's okay. He's just fooling around. In Hawaii, we have people actually die in Hawaii all the time. When they come to visit, when the tourists come to Hawaii, they drown all the time. It's something that the newspapers really, really don't cover a lot of. They go out and they swim, or they go out too far. But he has a life jacket. And well, I'm glad you had a good time. In Hawaii, a lot of people drown too, and I'll tell you something though, Halheimen, that is something I will never have, like, in my backyard. I will never have a pool in my backyard. I will never do it. It's just, a lot too many accidents happen in pools in people's backyards. Kids die, people, drink too much alcohol and they die. Pools in a condo area, I think it's okay. But like when people have pools in their houses, like, I won't rent a house with a pool. I won't do it. If there's a pool in the backyard, I will not rent that house. Even if I did not have children, I wouldn't rent the house. It's just, number one, it takes a lot of money to clean a pool. Number one, okay? It's a lot of money. Number two, a lot of bad things happen in pools, like when they're in your backyard. I just, I'm that kind of person. I like to be a little safe with that stuff. Now, if it's a community pool or a pool for a condo, yeah, that's okay. But, you still got to be a little careful about stuff like that. But, you hear about it, unfortunately, kids wander into pools, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. That, the deep end, we call that the deep end of the pool. Yeah, the deep end of the pool can be deep, and it's just, you got to be, careful. Even when people, I don't want to be a worry ward, or, people have, you have a good time in the pool. It's just that you got to be careful because, things happen in the pool. You got to be careful of things happening, and you got to, it's always good to have. That's why, like, when you go swimming, you should always have someone go with you swimming. In Hawaii, I went by myself sometimes, but I mean, there were people on the beach and stuff. But it's good not to go too far out. But in a pool, you got to be careful. Things happen. Like I said, I've known people to dive into a pool, hit their head, things like that. And you got a lot of things happening there. But I worry more for the children, but even adults. There was a very famous sports announcer who died in the U.S. like 5 years, well, maybe 6 years ago. He was drinking too much, and that was the end. Hey, how you doing, NBM? How you doing? Hola to you too. How's it going? Oh man, 20 feet deep. That's pretty deep. Are you sure it's 20 feet deep? That's a really big pool, man. Wow, that's really deep. Usually they're 10 feet max. So NBM, yeah, we're talking a little bit about pools here, and how Hyman like fell into a pool, had some trouble earlier today. So we're just talking about some pool stuff, and got to be a little careful around the pool. Like to have fun in the pool, like to have fun, and swim and have a barbecue and stuff. Hey, you got to be careful too, you know. So you know, just talking about some stuff like that. So I got to but the thing I'm talking about is like outside my condo here in Manila, they're shutting down all the pools that we know of, I guess, because of the ash. So I'm kind of confused because I'm not getting that much ash around here, but still a lot of people are, shutting down all the pools. So it's kind of weird, what's going on. Yeah, to tell you how deep it is on the bottom, but man, 20 feet. That's pretty deep. That's a pretty deep pool. You got to be careful with that. I'm surprised it's that deep, actually. But hey, I don't know. Like I said, they're shutting down all the pools. And so I mean, I don't really care, to be honest with you, but I know a lot of people here in my complex in Acacia are like going crazy because, they can't go swimming. And especially the kids. I know they're usually kids running in the kids side of the pool, and none of them can use it. So I know a lot of people are probably a little upset about that going on there. But, what are you going to do? But I don't really see too much ash. Have you guys seen a lot of ash fall lately? I mean, I haven't seen too much ash like around here, just, south of McCain in Taguig. I haven't really gotten that much ash at all. So I'm really surprised that they're really they're shutting down the pools. It's just kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the weather's been, okay, but I don't understand. I have to maybe. I mean, I'm sure that's why they're shutting the pool down, but I don't really see too much ash falling anymore. Maybe they're afraid someone's going to get dizzy or something from breathing in the gas or something. Maybe that's the reason. They're afraid of people getting dizzy or something out there. That's why they have the pool shut down. I don't know. I think the kiddie pool on the far end is still open. I don't really know why. But I think that one's open, but the main pool is shut. So I don't know. I don't really use it that much, but I mean, I'll have to go kind of check it out or what have you. But, I know a lot of people, just talking about the volcanic ash, there was an earthquake today, right? South of the volcano. It was like a 5 on the Richter scale. Let me see where that was. I know that was just today. So, I mean, there's still a lot of activity around there. Let me see. Earthquake today. Yeah, in Tarlac. Is that how you say it? Tarlac City. 4.9 earthquake. Wow. That's pretty nasty. So, I mean, that thing is still going on. And look at this. There was a 6.4 earthquake in China, in the China region, only a day ago. Hi, NBS. Ciao. And so, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I was really surprised that there was actually a big earthquake today. But I know that a lot of vloggers have been going down to the and giving donations and giving a lot of food down there. So I God bless them for doing that. Driving, they're collecting food and driving down there. My wife's former office mates have been going down in their cars and dropping food off too. We're gonna see. First off, I don't have a car, so I couldn't drive there anyway. But I think there's some local donation points in some areas here where you can drop some food off and they can take it down for you. So I think we should try and we should try to find out where the donation center is and see if we can drop some stuff off. I mean, because this evacuation is like lasting forever. I mean, I guess it's been 2 weeks now. Has it been 2 weeks? It seems like it's almost 2 weeks that it's been going on. And they showed it on the news today. All those volunteers are cooking the food and all the people are there. And so God bless them for doing that. So we'll try. I don't know. We'll see if we can get to a donation center and drop some stuff off, or, maybe I'll just donate to Philippine Red Cross. We can find out where they are and make either drop food off to them or make a little small donation and to the Philippine Red Cross. I know they're a good organization. They'll get the food there, because I want to make sure if I donate something, I want to make sure it gets there. So that should be, a pretty good thing. But a lot of people are going on, and I know the mayor of one of the cities was getting pretty upset that people aren't being let back. And it's going to be really, really tough I know the government has a lot of checkpoint centers, and they're really scared about this volcano erupting, especially after that earthquake. But man, it's going to be tough to keep people from their homes as time goes on and on and on. You just hope that nothing really bad happens, with the volcano, and, and they don't, you just hope everything goes right, because I know that's what the government is really scared about. And I know that people are scared about their belongings and about all their stuff. So, I don't know. I just hope the volcano really quiets down. But in any event, we had really great dinner tonight. And, the one thing I have to do is I got to get a better background, for my background. I got to do something better with that. And, so that it looks a little more pleasing. I mean, this is okay, but it's kind of plain. We got to get something up there, excuse me, to make it a little bit better. But, I'm glad, hopefully that, the volcano will calm down. People are getting, in the U.S., we call it antsy. They're getting like ants. They're jumping around. They're getting nervous. They want to get back. And the government's like, no, no, no. It's kind of a tough situation. So I hope that everyone, everything works out with that thing. But, the weather has been, getting really muggy around here. So, I'm sure it's going to get a lot worse. And so I hope they open those pools soon. I know how Hyman's pool was open, right? Your pool is open. You went swimming today. I couldn't go swimming. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't go swimming. That thing was cut off for me. But, hopefully they'll figure this all out there and everything will be cool. But, until, things are, I guess people just got to kind of sit back, relax, and take it easy until it happens. But Hal Hyman, I don't know if you're still out there, but take it easy. Be careful around those pools. Don't get hurt. My son, I didn't mention that when he went running around the other day, he fell. This was like a couple of weeks ago. He fell in the pool twice. And when he got out of the pool, I should say, not in the pool, but out of the pool. And I think you were saying you were running by it and you kind of like slipped or something in there. So yeah, you got to be really, really careful there. You don't want to get hurt, but you want to have some fun too, right? So that's life, right? Got to have some fun and try not to get hurt. But for all you out there, like I said, we went to the market. We got some fresh groceries. And, in the Philippines, you're very local, very lucky, I should say, to have local markets. In the U.S., we don't have them too much anymore. In some places, very few places, they have farmer markets, we call them, where you can still get fresh meat and stuff like that. But not, if you guys went to the U.S. now, unless you're in a farming area, you wouldn't get those markets. In Europe, there still are markets, Hey, Jeffrey, how are you, man? How you going? How's it going out there? You doing well? Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I just, I thought I'd get on here real quick. And, my wife went out to the market and, I don't, like I was saying for the Filipino listeners, in the U.S., we don't have wet markets. We don't have dry or wet markets. Not even a dry market. You have to go there. You have to go to a grocery store, and you can't. There are markets, but not very many of them at all. And so, like if you guys went to the U.S., you'd be like, "Where do I get my food?" You have to go and pay a lot of money, or you have to go to a place like that. And thumbs up, man. Thumbs up. Yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah. You have to like really, the markets are good, man. There are some, but like when I was growing up, there was a local butcher and local vegetable person and stuff. That was like in the 80s, man. And so like when we went back in New Jersey and when we were living in the States, I took my wife there. The building was deserted. And there's some other places, but not many. And so like when we were here, excuse me, I got some hair in my mouth. When we were here, we were just spending, so much, even more than the U.S. we're spending. I'm like, where's this money going, man? And I had to make her go to the market. She was at her friend's house late at a party for a cousin that was going back to Canada. And she came back. She was exhausted. And the next day I said, you got to go, man. You got to go. And then she came back with 2 big bags, and they were heavy bags, man. And because the market's not near Acacia, but see, she didn't know that there's actually a bus that can take you there. So the next time I'm going to go with her, I can help her carry the bags and stuff like that. It won't be a problem. But thank God we got some cheap stuff, because, man, I was like, we're running out of money, man. But she had to clean everything, took it in. But on the way back, I was telling Hal Hyman, she go with the blood and everything was, from the fish was dripping in the bus, and the bus driver was getting kind of angry at her. And I was like, why didn't you bring the bags we bought? And she's like, oh, I forgot. So we'll have to we bought some like insulated bags and some other stuff the other day. So she's got to bring that with her. And we'll take a look at I think we'll film the wet market and up in Pasig City. And they have some good prices up there, so we'll go up there and film that and go around and take care of that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of about it. Well, the one thing I didn't mention is I'm a little tired, and it's not from my flu. I was up last night watching American football, and because it's the championship games. And so I was up like at 4 a.m. or something watching the game. And it was a disaster. It was a disaster. It was a complete disaster because the team lost and the other team lost, and I just wasted my entire morning watching that stuff. But Americans are just crazy about football, and so 2 weeks from now they're going to have the championship, the Super Bowl, and everyone's going to go crazy. But it's going to be at 9:00 at night. So it won't be that early. I think it'll be 9 a.m. here in the morning on Tuesday. I forget when it'll be. It's on Sunday. It'll be 9 a.m. Monday. So I won't have to be like this. What? Kind of waking up and falling asleep with the football games, because that's what's happening now. But I can always record it anyway. It's not that big a deal. It's just I was really into this one team. But the one thing I want to do here, and I want to film it, is I want to go to a Filipino basketball game, You had adobo, huh? Hi, Necro. How are you? Good for you, man. You had adobo. I just had plain chicken. My wife laughs at me and she goes, how can you eat plain chicken? And I'm like, I'm not a complicated guy, You're a fan. That's great. Yeah, I know. Everyone makes fun of me for just eating dried chicken. For me, I just need, salt and pepper. I'm kind of an easy guy. My mother always used to say, your wife's going to have it easy. You don't really demand too much. I really don't. It doesn't really bother me. Food to me is food. Now, the one thing I do go crazy about, oh, really? Where is that? Let's see. Let's check that out. Oh, in Pasig. I see one in Pasig. Lovegore Kitchen. I see one in McCaddy. 5 and 5 chicken. All right, man. Thanks. Here, I got my app going here. I'll have to check that out. Oh, yeah, fourth branch. I see this in ABS-CBN. Let's see here. Oh, at Conrad, Manila, they got one. Okay, man. And Pasig City. Yeah, we'll have to try it. We'll have to check that out. Yeah, it looks like a nice place. Oh, no, there's one right here in Bonifacio. Okay. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, they say they have one in Bonifacio. Yeah, my wife loves the seafood, and seafood in the U.S. is so expensive. I mean, it's so expensive in the U.S. Any kind of seafood. So I see they got some. This seafood looks really delicious. You're getting me really hungry now. I'm getting really hungry. I really want to go out there now and try it now. I look, I look at this. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, that looks just great. I mean, that just looks like, man, can I have some of this now? It looks like, oh man, that looks awesome. Oh man, yeah. I think I can try. So I think I can do more than try. I think I can devour a lot of that, no problem. That looks awesome. Yeah, and we'll have to try that out. It says there's one in Bonifacio, so we'll have to go and check that out. That looks really good because we have to go out there and check out Bonifacio. Oh, where is that? Oh, from the wet market, and they cook it up from you. Where is that? Oh, where's that? Let's see. Dempa Seaside? Is that it? Dempa Seaside? In Passe? I think that's it. Oh, that looks great. Man, thank you, Necro. You got some great stuff. They said they have a website. Nah, they don't got a website. Yeah, Seaside Dempa Passe. It's Manila's seafood market called Dempa. All right. That must be by okay. Well, that's not too far away, Necro. I mean that's not that far away at all. For me, I mean it's a little far, not that far. That's right by DFA, or they got some resorts over there. Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, that's okay, Halhaman. No problem. I know you're having trouble with your phone. Necro here was just giving me some great ideas about where to eat. I have to thank you so much, Necro, because my wife will love me now. She will love me again. Once I take her to this place, she will love me again. Because she just loves seafood. So I mean, she will just really like it. So we'll have to try that out. That looks really great. And I guess you should buy seafood to take home when you're there. Might as well. Yeah, it's right by the World Trade Center, the Upside Down Museum. Oh, it's right over from the Mall of Asia. That's awesome. That is great, man. We'll have to go check that out. I see you guys are talking about a game there. Yeah, I can't help you. I'm an old timer here, man. I used to when we used to play games, it was all in the house. The internet was too slow back in the 90s for any kind of online gaming. All our gaming was done at the house. Everyone had to come to your house and play John Madden football in the house. You couldn't do anything like that. No, I don't know Metal Slug, but I know, like, but there are people my age. Like when I was working in Arizona, there were guys playing Call of Duty and stuff online at night, and they would work in the day, and then they would go home and play Call of Duty all night long. I was like, you guys are crazy, man. Crazy stuff. But hey, they love it. Listen. I shouldn't talk. When I was that age, when I was in my 20s, we were playing John Madden for like 6-7 hours. We'd sit there and just play game after game after game. And even in the 80s, we had games, and believe it or not, we had game consoles in the 80s. I'd play with my friend, and on and on and on, for like 4 or 5 hours or something. So, the gaming has been around for quite a while, guys. But sad to say, I still remember the first Space Invader game I played. That was when 1980, at the first Space Invader, game, you put coins in. So like when the gaming first came out, you had to go to a game station. You had to go because the games were too big. You had to go to a restaurant or to a bar or to an arcade, and so you would always want to take you'll have your mother take you someplace to play arcade games. And then what happened after that was they started with the game consoles. Yeah, so like back in the 80s in the US and stuff, they'd have the arcade, I don't know what you guys call them here. They're like they have all the machines, all the video games and stuff. We call those gaming arcades. They were all together in like in a store, and so you would have to go there and play the arcade games because the consoles were really expensive and they were not good. But around 1983, 84, they started getting like I forget even the name of the consoles. It wasn't even Atari anymore. We had Intellivision. You started getting Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo was like a big one, like in 85, 86. And then that's when people started playing at home instead of going to the arcades. That's when you could do it, And then it was crazy because it was just like now people would go out and buy the games, and games are like $50 and all this other stuff, and you'd sit there. But you guys know something I don't even do is with like you can play like worldwide if you have the money, I guess, right? You can like pay for Xbox, right? And you can play anyone in the world. And that's not like, we never had anything like that. It's really, it's amazing and, kind of scary all at the same time, But I guess the next big thing is, do any of you game on your phones? I guess that's the next big thing is gaming phones, right? How many of you game on your phones? Anybody? I know that's going to be the next big thing, is they're going to do everything on, you do, Necro, yeah. Your phone's good enough to game. I mean, that's going to be the next huge thing, is they're going to get rid of consoles and everything. It's just going to be phone gaming. ROG phone. I'll have to look that up. I have a Pixel. I got a Pixel 3 phone. But I don't, I don't do any gaming or anything like that. But I do know we just bought though for Christmas for my son. We bought a Sega retro game set where he can play Sonic. It's a gaming phone. Pick the Pixel. I feel bad. I mean, I wish someone could use it, because I just don't. I got it for the camera, for my channel and stuff. But I don't use it for game. I guess I could use it for gaming, probably. I don't know. I don't know if it has enough RAM or something. But we got the Sega retro game console for like $100. So he's playing Hedgehog and Street Fighter, Yeah, the camera, you know what though? The camera is pretty good. But I'm going to tell you something. Apple phones with stuff is just better. I got this and, it's okay. But the Apple, to me, the Apple always makes better stuff, No. No, I haven't. Let me see. Contra remake. Let me see. Oh, look at that. Contra Classic. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, that's a nice game. So you know what I can do? I'll put it on my son's computer. I have a Pixel book that does Android apps. So I can put this on my Pixel book and play it on a bigger screen. That's what I'll do. Also, I'll put that on his computer and see how it is on the Pixel book. I'll see how that looks like a pretty good game though. Looks pretty cool. When it starts moving. Well, the only thing you got to be careful about if it's a crab and it's going to bite you, or a lobster. I don't know if you. I mean, we used to go crabbing in the U.S. and we have these blue crabs. I don't know. Let me show you what a blue crab is. Here's a Maryland blue crab. So that's the kind of stuff we used to crab. We used to have traps, metal wire cage traps. And when you went down to the ocean, you would put a fish head in the trap, and you throw it out there, and then you wheel it in, and there would be 2 or 3 crabs in there if you're lucky. But you have to get the crabs out of the trap. Oh, Necro. I don't have any donate button now. I guess I better put a donate button up, right? I guess I better do that soon. What a Patreon Patreon button or something, right? Yeah, I haven't even thought about it. So I'll have to do that. I'll have to set up a Patreon for that. I'll have to do that for next time. But the blue crab, yeah. So what they used to do is no, that would be funny. Don't worry. We would take her out there and film the whole thing. We'll go out there with the camera. We'll film the whole thing of the sponsored dinner out there, and you know what? The only thing you want to be careful about with my wife with seafood is to keep your hands away from the plate, because she is going to be like, wow, like this. Yeah, when she gets seafood, man, you better just stand back. She hasn't had, she hasn't had good seafood in a long time, man. I'm telling you, like really fresh seafood. We don't really get. Maybe if you go to New York City, otherwise it's tough to get. She's been getting all frozen seafood in the U.S. So when we go out there, we'll have to go out there because that's by the Mall of Asia too. So you should really go to the Mall of Asia and go out there and go out to that place and film it. And that would be hilarious. No, I know they're not. They're right from the boat. They're coming in from the boat. I know. I'm saying she's gonna love it because it's going to be really fresh. Yeah, they have one of those tanks and you pick it out. Yeah. So that's we used to have that in the US, but we still do in some places, but not in very, very many of them. We don't. We don't have those places anymore, really. We used to, not too many. We have a lot of corporate restaurants, not many fresh seafood. Like if you go, but it's so expensive too in the U.S. for any kind of fresh seafood. I mean, you'll be paying easy $100 for something for sure if it's fresh. If it's any size at all, and we don't really have our seafood has been fished out. I don't. We used to be able to get seafood pretty easily, but not too much anymore. But that would be pretty funny. And she would really love going there. I know she'd go crazy to go there. So we're gonna have to we'll have to take her down there by the Mall of Asia. We'll have to make a trip out there and to figure out how to get there. And go to Mall of Asia and take her over to that place. I'm telling you, she'll be the happiest woman on earth. I can tell you that. The only thing the one thing I was scared about in the U.S. was taking her to all-you-can-eat shrimp. That's the only thing I was scared about. They have this thing called, what's that restaurant called in the U.S.? It isn't Long John's. It's like something like Long John Silver or something in the U.S. And they have all-you-can-eat shrimp. And I thought about taking her there once, but I was so scared because she would I think her stomach would explode. Yeah. You don't want to bring any good shoes there. Yeah, because it's kind of a wet market, is it? They've got a wet market over there. That's yeah. So don't bring any good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know who else is here, but if you are, I haven't mentioned it. Please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we will. We're going to take a look at the shop. You go through and shop. Oh, you can probably shop and then bring it to them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And you need to get a bargain on your shopping too. But yeah, for everyone out there, I think we've lost a couple people. Please subscribe. We're really new. We're so new. We don't even have a Patreon button to donate. We donate to ourselves on this channel, but we're gonna put up. I'll figure out how to put a Patreon channel up, a Patreon donate button up there for people that want to donate. And oh, great! Thank you so much, Necro, for subscribing. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so we get paid. But I never thought about getting donations. So I got to put a Patreon button up. I'll put it up, and if people want to do it, that's great. That'd be wonderful. And we can go out there and we can do a whole seafood episode with Priscilla called Priscilla Eats Manila. That'll be the episode. And let me tell you, man, she will eat everything in that place. And she's always like that. When I was in the Philippines, I could eat seafood. It was so cheap. Blah, 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 blah. And when she got to the U.S., mussels are so cheap in the Philippines. Mussels in the U.S. are really expensive. Any kind of seafood in the U.S. is expensive. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome, Necro. If you get in there, that would be awesome. Absolutely. I love to have friends in high places. That would be great. Absolutely. That would be awesome. I wish you all the luck. I'll pray for you to get in there. That would be awesome. You're going to be, a reporter or technical guy or something like that? That would be awesome, man. I'll pray for that for you. That would be awesome. That's a good network. I hope they get their license renewed, so, they got their license up for renewal. So, I hope they do. I hope no one gives them too much of a problem getting their license renewed. Oh, actor. Oh, good luck to you. Well, that would be awesome. That would be great. Good for you, man. Good for you. Keep trying. My, who is that? My cousin, I don't know what relative. He's on my wife's side. He was the Chucky Boy actor. He was the face of Chucky Milk or something like that. Yeah, I think they said today that he wasn't going to work against it. So I think ABS-CBN is going to get their renewal. Yeah, I think it was just kind of a warning. I think they'll get the renewal. That's my guess. But yeah, I guess my cousin. I don't know. He was the Chucky Boy guy. The Chucky Boy. I don't know if you know Chucky Boy for the chocolate milk or whatever it's called. He did commercials for that. So he hasn't been doing commercials lately though. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But I wish you all the luck in the world. It's a tough business. I never acted for real, but I took acting classes in college. I took four acting classes in college. My mentor was a theater professor, so I took 4 acting classes there. So anyway, I'm almost on here an hour, so I hate to say goodbye, but I'm gonna start heading out here. It was great meeting you, Necro. It was great meeting you. You made me laugh. You gave me a good time. You really helped really make my evening here, and you gave some great advice about the restaurants and all that stuff. So take care out there, Necro, and everyone else. Be good, God bless, and be safe. Take care. Bye now. See you later. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll get that Patreon button out there. Bye now. Take care. See you.